Hello ma'am.
Hi.
Hello guys. Today we are with Dipali ma'am and I am going to ask her some questions about depression. Ma'am, can I?
Sure.
Okay. If we meet a person, a friend with depression, then what will be our role?
See, usually when you meet a friend with a depression, and if this friend is good, you somehow see the friend progressing towards depression. And if it is a good friend, I think basically being very sensitive and supportive and hearing her out would be a good idea. We do mistake by saying people that, just get out of it. सोचो मत, सोचोगे जितना सोचोगे उतना खराब होगा, नहीं होता. अगर हो सकता होता तो उसको डिप्रेशन नहीं कहते. So just be sensitive, hear them out, convince them, take them to professionals. Ultimately the professional can help. Try to be a huge support system, and especially be very conscious if the depression means be sure that she doesn't have any idea of harming herself in any way. In that case, you have to be extra careful. Obviously, in case of suicides, we usually suggest family members to be very careful that she doesn't lay her hand on anything to harm herself, which could be knives, which could be poison or anything. So that is an extreme version, but otherwise, just be sensitive. Just hear her out, be there for her, and convince her, and don't be judgmental about she going to a psychologist. बहुत बड़ी चीज़ है कि लोग साइकोलॉजिस्ट के पास इसलिए नहीं आते क्योंकि दोस्त जज करेंगे, दोस्त सपोर्ट नहीं करेंगे, दोस्त ये कहेंगे कि यार अब तो ठीक हो गई, अब तो निकल यार कर क्या रही है, ये चीज़ें नहीं करनी है.
So ma'am, coming to my next question, if someone in this family has depression, as a family member, what can our role be?
As a family member, again the same role comes up to a huge extent that you have to be sensitive towards the child. Understand that depression cannot be snapped out. It becomes worse when the man has depression in the house. And especially when I said sad mood, I also talked about earlier in the video where I talked about depression can be expressed in form of sad mood or irritable mood. जब चिड़चिड़ा आता है या बच्चा भी चिड़चिड़ा आता है तो लोग और गुस्सा हो जाते हैं कि तुम चिड़चिड़ा क्यों रहे हो. और अगर हस्बैंड स्पेशली चिड़चिड़ा आता तो वाइफ तो कहती है कि बच्चों मैं तो विक्टिम हूँ, तेरे को तो डिप्रेशन नहीं है, बेसिकली प्रॉब्लम हो जाए. कई बार उसका हेल्प भी होता है कि उस चक्कर में वो साइकोलॉजिस्ट के पास ज़्यादा आसानी से आ जाते हैं, तो वी कैन वर्क इट आउट. बट अल्टीमेटली वी हैव टू रियलाइज दैट इन डिप्रेशन पीपल डू दैट ऑल्सो. And I was reading an article very recently which was talking of how depression, the rate of suicide in depression is more in men than in females. Because men usually don't end up seeking support. हमें उनके लिए support system create करना पड़ेगा. और उनकी irritation को depression का हिस्सा समझना पड़ेगा. We cannot be just judging them. Somewhere down the line we have to be careful that depression should be seen as depression. And being sensitive to it. If the person is suicidal, again the same important point that you have to see that the person doesn't lay its hand on anything, and be sensitive and seek help. Seek help to basically with a psychologist, with a professional, basically a clinical psychologist who is a trained professional to handle depression. That is important.
So ma'am, my last question. Generally, if we meet someone with depression in a public forum, how can I be help to that person?
See, again, if you're talking about a public forum, remember we are the society for them. And taboo is one of the biggest problems. So be sensitive, be accepting. Don't say that, छोटी सी बात है निकल जाओ depression से बाहर. Be accepting, hearing, idea of sometime a person might be crying next to you. You might sometimes want, it depends on the person even, some people might not have issues with telling you the story if they meet on the way and they're crying. And some people might just want you to just give them space. It is okay. Just give them space, just let them be. Be comfortable with yourself and be okay with the idea that the person might need its own space. And just let them be, and don't sort of pass judgments around it. Just be sensitive to it. The sensitivity is very important. The idea that a person, normally every person goes through depression. That's the most important key point. Indeed, it's said that every female once in a lifetime goes through depression. WHO is saying by 2020 India would be the most depressed country. Depression is rampantly increasing. We have to be okay and sensitive with the idea that the person is going through depression. The person is not weak who's going through depression. The person is not struggling who's going through depression. अगर चिड़चिड़ाहट है गुस्से, चिड़चिड़ाहट है, not the sadness, but the person might still be depressed. ड्रामे नहीं कर रहा है वो, ये नहीं है कि वो कोशिश नहीं कर रहा है इसलिए डिप्रेशन में है. ये चीजें सब दिमाग में से निकल जानी चाहिए. We have to be sensitive to the person and try to get the person to the professional and seek help. Right?
Thank you, ma'am, for answering all my questions.
Sure, you're welcome. Thank you.